Hey YouTube, this is Dylan and Spencer from Team Rabbit Dragon. Dylan just won locals, pretty tough locals this time, and he ran Evilswarm, so I'm going to let him take over from here.
Hey guys, I know we already deck profiled Evilswarms, but I changed it up quite a bit from how I used to play it, and because I didn't think the other one was very good against the meta, and this one really worked. So I'll talk about the matchups and like what was all there before I get into it. So total there, for the meta, there was 3 Cleafort players, there was 2 Burning Abyss, there was 1 Shadalls, and there was a Necroz player. Somehow Evilswarms came out on top. So matchups, round 1 I had to buy. Round 2 I played Noble Knights, pretty easy. This deck doesn't really have a hard time against rank 4 decks if you know what you're doing. And then round 3 I played Shadalls, which was really tough. I went game 3. I top decked Raigeki to get rid of his field, and then he just started bricking hands, and I just took over from there. Round 4, I played Burning Abyss, which was a pretty easy matchup. Game 2, I sided in Maxi and Flying Sea, and he let me go first, so I got Ophion, and then like set back row and stuff with the Vanity's back row. And he normaled Tour Guide, but I knew I had Flying Sea and Maxi in hand, so I let him go ahead and special, because he took the Maxi challenge, and I Flying Sea'd the Monster U special summon, so he just scooped. So 2-0'd Burning Abyss. And then in the finals, I played Cleafort that I was really nervous about because I'd never beaten Cleafort before, and I 2-0'd them. So I'll explain more about that matchup when I get to the side deck, because side deck had a really big influence. So to start off, play 1 Rabbit, still OP, for the 3 Heliotrope. Then we played 3 Caster, 3 Kirkion, 3 Mandragora, 2 Thunderbird. The Evilswarm monsters, the ratios stayed the same. Only difference in the monster lineup, I added a Teen King because it's really good against the meta with Cleaforts and Necroz. Because if you go first and just go him, Cleaforts, they can't scout and grab their stuff because they can't add cards, and then Necroz, they can't do any of their searches because... So it really slows down both those decks. And so it basically makes it so they have to attack into their main phase 2 before they can do all their searching. Unless they just Raigeki him, which then I'm okay with you Raigekiing a 1900 level 4 monster. So, and then that's all the monsters. And then spells, 3 Upstart still, 3 Rhoda. Bumped MST up to 2 because I was really uncertain about Pandemic and Snatch Steal and stuff before, so I wasn't really straight on the ruling on that, so need to run another MST just because it is really good against Cleaforts. So, and then we bumped Mash Change 2 up to 2 because Dark Law is really good this format. Then one of D-Fisher, Chalice, Raigeki, Snatch Steal. Then I'm running 1 Pandemic because the meta right now really isn't running much traps and stuff. Like Danko Dolls doesn't run, which Shadalls, for those of you that never heard it being called that, don't really run back row. Burning Abyss doesn't really run back row. Cleaforts doesn't really run back row. Necroz, I don't think runs much back row. So like it's really not necessary. 1 of's fine just in case you want to Raigeki or something. That's it for the spells. Traps, 3 Vanities. I ran 2 Mirror Force. I traded them out for the D-Prisons because this is more viable, this format, because I'd rather Mirror Force an entire Cleafort player's field instead of D-Prisoning 1. So it was really good. Then one of those I played the 1 Infection, 1 Macro, 1 Warning, and then I played Bottomless over Compulse just because it's really good against Cleaforts. And then we'll do extra first and then side. Extra, we still got the Beast token because why not? 3 Ophion. I only made 2 today. Like in 1 game, I really only made 2, but the third ones, you still need to run the third one. Ran 1 Bahamut, never made him. He was never necessary. 1 Thanatos, never made him. May take him out for another Exciton, but we got him for right now. Then one extra time, made him a whole bunch today. Got down to where I really wanted to make another one, but I just didn't have it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna cut Thanatos for another extra time. And then Cowboy, just good, never made him. Dweller, really good, but never made him. 101, still okay to run as a one of, but never made him. Ragnar Zero is so good against Clay Forts, still never made him. I Castelled him instead, which 2 Castell, because I'm pretty sure I make 2 Castell every single game. And then 1 Emerald, really good to recycle your stuff, I never made him though. And then 2 Dark Law, I made both of these a couple games. Dark Law is just so good because if you make it against Cleese, all their penalty monsters, they don't go the extra deck, they're banished. And if they were add, I get to banish a card from their hand. And same thing with Necroz, so it's really good. And then side deck, I ran 3 Flying Sea for the Satellar and Burning Abyss matchup, which then I ran 2 Maxi, which these 2 comboed really good game 2 against Burning Abyss, because he let me go first, so I made Ophion, set vanities and stuff, and then he normal Tour Guide. I knew I had Maxi and Flying Sea in hand, so I was like, you know what, I don't care. Normal Tour Guide, so I chained Maxi, and he decided he was going to take the Maxi challenge. And he specialed, I drew, and then on his special, I chained Flying Sea, and he scooped. Because he said he had no way over Flying Sea. So, pretty funny. And siding the second Chalice, just because 1's okay in the main deck. Not really worried about effect negation, because most of the monsters I'm scared of are 5 or higher, and Ophion takes care of that, so it's pretty good. And then 2 Pandemic. Still siding him for whenever that deck runs around that's running hella back row, so still got those 2. 1 Mistake. This card, so good. If I had 3, I would run 3, but I only have 1 right now. So, but this card we're putting in work against Clevefords because finally I fairy wind his field, his sacrifice, and his pendulum zones, and he added Scout. Next turn he activated Scout, paid 800, and I chained Mistake, and he was just done for there. 1 Torrential, just because it's really good against Clay Forts and stuff, because they pendulum summon and get everything out, and then you just Torrential and chain Pandemic to your Ophion. So you're sitting pretty good. Or whatever Evilswarm match you have. 2 Blackhorns for Satellars and Burning Abyss, just because Satellars kind of hurts this deck, because they can just go Triver and return everything, and it's just hard if I don't have Vanities or Solemn or something. So puts in work. And then 3 Fairy Wind, just because this is probably the best extra deck card this format besides Mistake, because it just wrecks Clay Forts.
Alright, YouTube, we'd like to thank all our viewers. Please visit our page for more, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys some other time.